Well, that does it for those 6 modes out of the way, including Boss Rush. Now let's go ahead and tackle one last thing to deal with, and that is the minigames we haven't seen throughout this playthrough yet. So let's go ahead and select Free Play. Play as many minigames you want, as often as you want, and this mode can only take, depending on how much minutes does the minigames takes. Sometimes it'll be something like 1 minute to 2 minutes, so yeah, that's how this goes. You've seen Peach already from Boss Rush, including Mario as well, so which one of those computer phones we can select? Let's see here. Yeah, don't mind those guys. Wario, Shy Guy, and Birdo for this little case. So yeah, let's get going. So, if I remember rightly, we missed out 7 free-for-all minigames, and as well as 6 of one of those Bowser Jr. minigames, and 6 of the One vs. Rivals. So, I think there were... No, I think... I guess we'll just have to find out and wait until when we actually find out for real. But anyway, oh yeah, it's 19 minigames we haven't played yet. So, yeah, these are the minigame selections right here, ranging from 4 different categories, and I'm sure enough you guys already know we actually saw all of the boss battles, so yeah. So anyways, first off we're going to be showing off free-for-all minigames, starting from Punder Pool. Grab as many rings that Pianta throws into the pool as you can. Pink rings are worth 3 points and gold rings are worth 5 points. So yeah, it's definitely a recommendation just to actually clarify to this. Hold the Wiimote sideways tilted in a direction you want your character to move. So yeah, no buttons whatsoever. Hey, here's Piantas right here, or at least one of the Piantas from Super Mario Sunshine. And also Super Mario Galaxy 2, the Sunshine Beach Galaxy. So if you want to see that, well, I guess definitely needs to actually continue that and during sometime next year or something, because well, yeah, because he will just decide to take a break from that for that game for a little while. But at least he's not got that long to deal with to actually just to come back to it. But anyway, so yeah. As you've already suggested by now, that, well, there's only 7 free-for-all minigames you guys should be sawing for this coming in free-for-all minigames department, and 6 of both Bowser Jr. and One vs. Rivals. So there are a grand total of 19 minigames we haven't seen throughout this playthrough just yet, for at least all of the minigames department here. So for this minigame, it's not too bad. You're just gonna have to get used to it with the little bit of controls a little bit, because it's all motion control type of thing. Actually, funny story. When I was playing on Bob-omb Factory, before I got a first attempt of recording that board, that the only minigame we actually encounter is this minigame, Punder Pool. And what happens is that until in the second part anyway, this minigame seems to lag a little bit. Anyways, the next minigame we have is 10 to win, another one of the luck-based minigames. Oh boy, let's get to it. Players choose a panel and watches the number on the back boosts them. Another player or everybody to be the first player to raise your platform to 10 to win. So yeah, hold the Wiimote vertically, point at the panel you want, and push A to flip it over. So yeah, this reminds me of something like a little quiz trivia type of mini game, as well as the little TV program like I saw from the ITV program. But yeah, all right, who's gonna go first? It looks like I'm gonna go in first.
Start!
But again, it's pretty much luck-based most of the time, because at the start of this minigame that, well, it's pretty random. And nobody moved! Okay, that's odd. That's really odd to actually just to think of. But yeah, basically all you have to do is just hope for luck, just so that you can actually get like some different little panels so you can flip it over. There's sometimes it'll be like you, mostly, if you actually be the ones who're gonna pick the panel. Then if you press A to actually just to select it with the pointer, then you can actually select the card, or in this case the panel. And then what happens is that if you select on one of those, you could actually go up. So it's basically just like the little quiz trivia type of minigame. But yeah. But what I was gonna say though is that, you know, I just do not like luck-based minigames at all. Especially in this one, especially in occasions. But at least we already played one of it already, like 2 times already, such as Mecha Choice. But surprisingly enough, that we did not encounter that in the boards. So that's a good thing I need to notice by now. But anyway. Now, as far as you guys should already know, in the time attack mode, that we did already saw Snow Go, and as well as Finger Painting and Pizza Me Mario on the time attack mode. However, though, those does not count at all because, well, obviously the fact is that it's just a, well, I just wanted to play the minigames properly with just computer opponents basically. So whilst that's been shown, then yeah, I can more power to you. So anyway. Somehow Warrior just somehow wins that. And I'm somehow in 3rd. Hey. But anyways, that minigame is done. At least we actually showed this off anyway. Alright, now on to the next minigame. Sorry for that little that dialogue's been messed up. Anyways, Finger Painting, the minigame we've already played in time attack mode, but as I said, let's play this minigame for proppers. Launch paint blobs at the canvas, cover the most space with your color to win. So the controls on there, well, not much I can just explain this because I already explained this in time attack mode. Yeah, let's get to it. Let's do some little, somewhat very similar to the Splatoon type of concept. But hey. But except rather than just covering up the paint and all over the Mushroom Kingdom, instead we just have to cover up the most of this painting. Actually, I'd like to point out is that this minigame seems very similar to me from the ones in the stamp outs in Mario Party 4. That you actually just hop into the with the usage of the stamped paint. But except rather than just actually doing that, instead we just have to deal with the, you know, paint blob launchers. Something like a little paint blob gun. So yeah, that's pretty menacing. Or in this case, just a little simple. Anyway, next minigame we haven't played yet is Snow Go, another one of the minigames we already play in time attack. Be the first player to complete 5 laps, use the dash ramp to avoid losing speed in the deep snow. So, yeah, this is a minigame we've played before in time attack mode, but except, well, rather than just actually doing with 10 laps, instead we just have to do it just 5 laps, so it makes this this incarnation really short. So, yeah, let's get to it.
Start!
I'm hoping I can just get myself a new record under it. Birdo! Get out of my way! Oh, jeez. What is up with you? Hey. Anyway, yeah, basically what you have to do is just, sometimes you have to dodge the snowman's snowballs just throwing at you, because if you somehow get frozen, then you have to shake the Wiimote rapidly, just to shake the Wiimote up and down, just so that you can break free. Yeah, but you in 4th, that's what you deserve there, for actually just blocking me to actually be the fastest snowmobile. But anyways, that's actually pretty crazy. Anyway, next minigame we have is Piranha Patch. Seems very interesting. Gather as many flowers as you can. Pink flowers are worth 1 point, and the gold flowers are worth 3. Be careful, you'll lose a point for each piranha plant you pick by mistake. Hold the Wiimote sideways, press D-pad to move, and that's about it. This minigame seems to somewhat very similar to, it kind of reminds me of the minigame from Mario Party 5, Flower Shower. Like, you have to collect those many flowers up above in the skies. That Koopa Troopa somehow to actually toss it all the way up. I think it's a female incarnation of her. That basically what you have to do is just collect as many flowers as you can before the opponents can do. It's very much like that, although except rather than just actually although the entire concept is very the same, but except we actually have piranha plants to worry about now. So, oh god, Birdo's right there closer to me when it comes to getting some lot of points and such. In fact, she actually just came in second by. Oh, she barely trying to get that golden flower right there, but I guess she actually missed that out. Anyways, that's Piranha Patch. Pretty simple, pretty easy too. Anyways, next minigame we have is Pure Pressure. This was actually the last luck-based minigame we can actually counter with, so thank God we don't have to deal with annoying luck-based minigames. Pick the fishing rod with a cheap on the hook. If you choose one with the urchin, you're out. So hold the Wiimote sideways, press D-pad to move, and press 2 to pick a fishing rod while in front of you. This minigame seems very similar to fish sticks from Mario Party 5. However, unlike Mario Party 5's fish sticks, that this minigame seems entirely luck-based. So, to be honest, I prefer fish sticks over to this one because sometimes that you can't really tell, that you can't guess, you actually figure out if you're safe or not. Although, rather than this point-based, except it's just the last player standing, so yeah, that's basically you can tell from that. Let's see if I can win this though, if I get even luckier. Alright, so let's see what Warrior's about to do. He's gonna pick this one. And he's out by the urchin. But yeah, you know in the fish sticks minigame in Mario Party 5 is that when you can tell when the fish rods are actually just about to be kept on pushing itself seriously, that means the cheap actually got onto the hook, so that basically makes sense. Oh, I can see Shy Guy. Okay, somehow I'm the only one never seem to actually get the urchins. Or else, compared to those 3 players, although except Birdo, because Birdo has her first turn and she was safe. But apparently those 2 opponents, Shy Guy and Warrior, somehow got the origin. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Anyways, last minigame in the free-for-all department is Pizza Me Mario, the minigame we already played in time attack mode. But yeah, toss your toppings onto the rotating pizza, be the first to get your topping on every single slice to win. So yeah, sorry for the lack of like dialogue to actually just speed things up with the instructions. Anywho, so yeah, this time I'm actually going to deal with an individual little topping like the pepperoni pizza, because again, I just really love pepperoni pizza. So yeah, or in this case the American pizza, if you want to pronounce that, which I will just say I just really love the American type pizza. Like the pepperoni pizza, for instance, So yeah, that was it, and this is the minigame we already played in time attack mode, but as I said, we actually played this for proper this time. Anyways, that concludes free-for-all. Now we move on to Bowser Jr. minigames. So we only did play just 4 of those minigames, but the only ones are an exception to that. It was only 6. I'm actually going to team up with Shy Guy. Alright, so first off we have is Double Pounder. Ground pound switches of the same color at the same time as your teammate. Ground pound all of the switches before the time runs out to win. Hold the Wiimote sideways, press D-pad to move and 2 to jump, and, you know, vice versa. Just, when you actually jump in midair, then you can actually do a ground pound while just tapping 2 again when you're in midair. So yeah. So I guess a few things I just want to talk about is that tomorrow, after this video releases, Mario Luigi Paper Jam Brothers, who should be coming out today, or in this case tomorrow actually. So yeah, that's what I was meant to say. Mario Luigi Paper Jam Brothers, at least in the UK version, is about to come out tomorrow. So I'm really excited for that game actually. And as well as that though, recently today, that the celebration of that game was about to release tomorrow, or before I talk anything else, here we have the next minigame, Cage Match. Catch Bowser Jr. as he climbs around the fence, hit Bowser Jr. from the other side of the fence to temporarily stun him. Hold the Wiimote sideways, press D-pad to move, and 1 to hit the fence, and 2 and 1 when you're on the rotating doors to switch each side of the fence you're on. So basically, we're actually going to be climbing on fence since Super Mario World's days. Now, I remember that one time when I was at Larry's castle level that usually you can get a bunch of 1-ups if you actually just knock those, or if you get onto the Koopa Troopa's head a lot of times. Yeah, pretty cool stuff actually. Come on, Shy Guy, you can barely try to catch him somehow. But in fact, he's actually getting away with it all of a sudden. Come on! Okay, how about... Sometimes this minigame can be rather annoying because Bowser Jr., for some reason, he's utterly broken in this minigame. Because for some reason, he's constantly running fast. And then, oh man, that's really difficult actually. But, hey, it does remind me of the old days in Super Mario World. But anyways, next up we have is Crossfire Caverns. We're taking place during the caverns, basically. In this case, the underground segments. Anyway, let's hop into this. Blast Bowser Jr. as he tries to invade you and your teammate. Score 3 direct hits to win. Hold the Wiimote sideways, tilt the Wiimote in a direction you'll want to move your minecart, and press 2 to fire your cannon. But jeez, man, that cage match game was so difficult to win that. I think it's mostly because, you know, Bowser Jr. is utterly broken in that minigame. Like, you can constantly just to speed things up. I wish that he doesn't usually just speed up. I just wish he was trying to temporarily slow down. Or even then, I just wish that was like having to most likely, if I hit Bowser Jr. from the other side, that means it'll temporarily slow down for likely just 5 seconds. I mean, that'll make the minigame easy. But no. I guess they decided to let Bowser Jr. just to go ridiculously fast. But anyways, enough about that. Anyways, next minigame we have is Sand Trap, where it takes place in World 2 New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Drop Bowser Jr., ground pound a switch to highlight a row of blocks. Do it at the same time as your teammate. Make a block disappear where the 2 rows intersect. Hold the Wiimote sideways and D-pad to move and 2 to jump and, you know, jump in midair. It's basically the same control scheme as it does in Double Pounder, but except, unlike Double Pounder, that although the entire switch gimmick is very much exactly the same, but except rather than just actually dealing with trying to activate all the switches, although you can do it if you wanted to, but all you have to do is just basically you want to trap Bowser Jr. into a dead end. In this case, whenever you come upon, when you're actually trying to make him just get trapped. So, predictably in this little corner right here, we're about to get into. Right, so he's almost down. Only one more switch. Come on, we can do this. And we beat him for almost like 3 seconds. Well, in this case, we actually completed this minigame over about 27 seconds. But, yeah. That was a close call, actually. Anyways, next up we have is Pair of Aces. Blast Bowser Jr. out of the sky. Hit him with 3 shots from the cannon to win. Hold the Wiimote vertically, point at the area you want to shoot the cannon, and press A to fire, and press B to dodge Bowser Jr.'s incoming attacks. So, basically, if he shoots out fireballs, then it's your chance to just to dodge his attacks. Alright, so we actually just to fight him in the little stormy night, seems like it, or in this case a strong storm wind. But anyway, we usually have this little propeller stuff, just like how it does in Bumper Sparks, except rather than just actually knocking him into an electric fence, instead we just have to shoot him 3 times. Sometimes the aiming can be a little bit difficult at points, but once you get your aiming skills just fine enough, or in this case, really good at aiming, you should be able to deal with this no problem, although in the last part it's really going to be tough. And wow, we actually beat him almost like 1 second. Wow, if I actually miss shot at him, then obviously I will lose the minigame. But anyways, that's Pair of Aces. And now for the last Bowser Jr. minigame we have is Paddle to the Paddle. So, yeah. Basically you have to take place in the airship level. Work with your teammates to rotate the wheel by jumping on the platform that will spin to the right, reach the goal before Bowser Jr. to win. So, hold the Wiimote sideways, press D-pad to move into the jump. So, basically we just have to do like a 2D platforming days. I actually like to point this out though, is that this minigame seems very similar to Reveling Rally from Mario Party 10 in the 2 vs 2 minigames department. But except Ronan is actually, although the objective is very much exactly the same, but except Ronan is actually just dealing with another 2 players, instead we just have to work together just to stop Bowser Jr. to make it to the end. So yeah. You can actually just to be a pro at this, so that you can actually jump over the ledge, or in this case, jumping over a bottomless pit. You know, just like how I done it, and back in, like, the minigame from Mario Party 6, for example. Like, I think it's a bullet bill minigame, then 2 vs 2 minigame. Anyways, that concludes Bowser Jr. minigames. So those minigames do look pretty cool, except Cage Match, because Cage Match is simply goddamn impossible. Anyways, now we move on to 1 versus Rivals. So first up we have is Hazard Hold. So I wonder how this plays out. Unleash fire, electricity, and wind on your opponents. The solo player must hit all of the other players to win. Hold the remote sideways, press D-pad to face a different switches, press 2 to activate the switch you're facing. And then as for team opponents, then you basically just hold the remote sideways, press D-pad to move, and 2 to jump, just like usual all days. Alright, so we ended up inside the airship, apparently, in this little factory department. So yeah, let's get this thing started. So let's go ahead and... What?! Wow. Those 3 opponents are about to go ahead and just get closer to electricity. As soon as I actually just about to hit the electricity switch, they're gone out. Wow, that was... what a joke. Anyways, that's it. That's embarrassing, actually. So anyways, next up we have is Lay in the Sand. The solo player must obliterate the other players by surrounding them with the lines in the sand. Hold the remote vertically, hold A while pointing to draw a line in the sand, keep drawing to create a circle around the other players. And then hold the remote sideways and D-pad to move as for the team. But man, Hazard Hold, wow, those 3 opponents are just... what the hell? Anyway, that's enough about that actually, so yeah, let's just go ahead and just do this minigame first. But man, what a pathetic attempt at just what these computer opponents can do. Like, you know, they just somehow just want to like, wow. And the timer doesn't even decrease over about 1 second once I activated that. That's actually very sarcastic. Anyways, next up we have is Tackle Takedown. They're somewhat very similar to the rugby game. The solo player must run for the goal line while avoiding tackles from the other players. Hold the remote sideways, press D-pad to move, and 2 to sprint. You can sprint as long as you still have the sprint icon remaining. And team, however, you can actually hold the remote sideways and press D-pad to move, and 2 to tackle. So basically, we're taken into the small garden arena to actually play a bit of a practice of the rugby game. Well, else in North America, it calls it American football. So because of that, though, in America, when UK does call it football, well, else in American, it's actually called it soccer. And then the rugby in UK, and then in North American, it actually calls it American football. So yeah. Anyways, pretty simple. I actually really like this one. Anyways, Weird Wheels. Drive your wacky wheeled car to the goal. Press the correct buttons in the order shown on screen to move forward. Hold the remote sideways. Press to move forward. Press up, down, left, or right on D-pad according to the order of the buttons shown on screen. And the team just basically press 1 and 2 to... actually just to progression onwards.
Start.
So in a team of 1, they actually have themselves a little cubed wheel, or else in a team of 3 actually has a triangle wheel. Or in this case a little, somewhat very similar to the tires. But yeah. I'm pretty sure you can only do like a little 5 little timing presses, so if you press the wrong buttons, I'm assuming you're just gonna have to keep trying. So yeah, you don't usually have to go all the way back though, so anyways. Yeah, that's Weird Wheels. And now we only got about 2 more minigames left. So here we have Whole Hogs. Seems like a whack-a-mole game. The solo player must hammer the other players before they can earn points. The other players earn points by staying above ground without getting hit. Hold the Wii remote vertically, point at the target, at your target, and press A to hammer. And then the team, you can actually hold the Wii remote sideways, press D-pad 1 or 2 to choose them, you know, just pop up on the hold to actually fill some points when the timer runs out. And in this environment, this actually takes place in World 6 in New Super Mario Bros. Wii in the world map. So, because of that, though, if you can see on the top right, on the top left corner, that I seem to recognize the little swell parts that it immediately actually think that it might actually take you place into that. Once you actually finish the level 6-6 in the secret exit, then you can actually access the cannon that leads you to the final world, World 8. But yeah, it does remind me of that little environment right here. And this minigame also reminds me of the minigame that's related to Mario Party 7, Monty's Revenge. It's a bit like that, but except rather than just to deal with 4 players, instead we can actually just deal with 1 versus rivals type of thing. And because of that, though, we have to stop these computer opponents only 10 points, because if they do, then I basically lose the minigame. Anyways, that's it for that. Now we got one more minigame to show off in free play, and that is Pics Fix, which was right over here. Return the picture panels to their correct positions. The first side to complete their image wins. Hold the Wii remote vertically, point at the panel and press and hold A to grab it. Twist the Wii remote to rotate the panel, and then release A to put it back in place even. And the team is basically the same control scheme. And we're somehow going to fill in the picture that was shoot entirely based on the Ghost House level in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Seriously, a lot of these environments in this game are heavily borrowed from New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Although I'm not exactly sure about New Super Mario Bros. 2, although it could be New Super Mario Bros. 2 as well, so... Because of that though, New Super Mario Bros. Wii and New Super Mario Bros. 2 are pretty much exactly the same as far the environments goes. And wow, that last piece remaining for that team of 3. Anyways, that concludes all the minigames we can actually show you guys off for how this game has to offer. So, yeah, that's about it. So, we haven't exactly done with this game yet, because we're going to actually finish this video right here. So next time, on Let's Play Mario Party 9, we're about to be tackling through Extras mode. So yeah, see you guys next time. Later, fellas. I hope you're excited for this one. So yeah, see you then.